Good morning friends, this is Deepak Sharma from Fundamentals of Mechanical Engineering, and today I am going to tell you about the VCRS, which is Vapor Compression Refrigeration Cycle. So Vapor Compression Refrigeration System, Vapor Compression Refrigeration System, that is VCRS. So let me first draw the schematic of vapor compression refrigeration cycle, then I will explain the working function of every component one by one, and then I will draw the property diagram. Okay, so this is my evaporator. We have evaporator here, we have compressor here, we have condenser here, and we have expansion valve here, expansion valve. So by connecting these four components, we just complete the drawing of VCRS. This is our compressor, this is condenser, and this is expansion valve. So this is the schematic of vapor compression refrigeration cycle. This is the schematic of VCRS. So here is evaporator, there is compressor, condenser, and expansion valve. First and foremost thing that you have to understand, that in this circuit a refrigerant is flow. A refrigerant flows through this circuit. Let me point out, this is point 1, this is point 2, this is point 3, and this is point 4. So via 1, 2, 3, 4, a refrigerant say R134A is flowing through this circuit. So evaporation process is going. In evaporator, evaporation process is going. So suppose I am starting from this point. Here we have liquid refrigerant. When liquid refrigerant enters into evaporator, then in evaporator this liquid refrigerant takes heat from the refrigerated space. So in evaporator, this liquid refrigerant takes heat from the refrigerated space. Suppose this is QR, heat is taken from refrigerated space. So by taking heat, this liquid refrigerant converted into saturated vapor refrigerant. So from here, liquid refrigerant to saturated vapor refrigerant, and now this saturated vapor refrigerant is sent to compressor, where compression process is going on. We provide work of compression, we give work of compression to compressor, and by doing this work, this saturated vapor refrigerant is compressed to such a pressure where condensation process take place in condenser. So actually in this vapor compression refrigeration cycle, we have two sides. We have two sides. One is low pressure side, one is high pressure side. This is high pressure side, and this is low pressure side. So after compression process, this is high temperature and high pressure. Refrigerant enters into condenser, where condensation processes take place. Normally this condensation process take place at atmospheric pressure, but it is not always possible. It is not always necessary that condensation process will always take place at atmospheric temperature. So this high pressure and high temperature refrigerant enters into condenser, where it condensed into liquid. Again this condensed into liquid, but at high pressure. In condenser, this refrigerant rejects heat to the surrounding with the help of fan or different heat rejecting coil arrangement. Condenser rejects heat. In condenser, this refrigerant rejects heat to the surroundings. And then even liquid refrigerant, even at high pressure. So this pressure is minimized to a process of evaporation, that is pressure of evaporation, and this is done through with the help of expansion valve. And in this expansion valve, when liquid refrigerant at high pressure passes through this expansion valve, a throttling process is occurred. Throttling process is highly irreversible process, so we can't draw it in property diagram in continuous line. So when we will do the property diagram, we will draw it in dotted manner. So let's see. So after this, when this liquid refrigerant passes through expansion valve, pressure gets reduced, and again at low pressure, that means the pressure at evaporation pressure, this liquid refrigerant again enters into evaporator and takes heat from refrigerated space and again sent back to compressor. And in this way this cycles completed. And now I am going to draw such schematics in property diagram. Say property diagram in, I am drawing for first pH. This is enthalpy axis, this is pressure axis, this is enthalpy axis, this is pressure axis, this is enthalpy axis. And when we will draw the property diagram, that is pH, we draw in this manner. Let me draw one by one. Say process 1, this is process 421. 421, what happens actually in evaporator? In evaporator it takes heat from the surrounding, that is it is in evaporator, and it occurs at constant pressure, that is in evaporator it occurs at evaporation process pressure PE. So it takes heat from the refrigerated space. Suppose this is 421, this is 421, occurs in evaporator and takes heat. Again then it's liquid refrigerant, saturated vapor refrigerant sent back to compression. Then we are providing basically a work of compression. This is process 1 to 2, work of compression. And then its process of condensation occurs in condenser, which generally occurs at condenser pressure PC, and this evaporation occurs at evaporation pressure PE. So this occurs in this manner. So process 2 to 3 occurs at constant pressure, that is called PC, pressure of condensation, and process 4 to 1 occurs at evaporation pressure PE. Now process 3 to 4 occurs in expansion valve, and I had told you that this is an highly irreversible process because it is a throttling process, and throttling process in thermodynamics, as you know from our basic knowledge, that throttling process is a highly irreversible process. So we just draw it through a dotted line. So now we have completed our property diagram, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. We provide work of compression here. This is refrigeration effect, we can say refrigeration effect. This is heat rejection, condensation in condenser. This is condenser, this is compressor, and this is an expansion valve, and this is an evaporator. In this way the cycles complete. We can this property diagram we can also draw in TH, TS, PV, etc. in this variation we can draw this property diagram. As we know, phase changes take place at particular pressure and temperature. So if we have here evaporation pressure, then we should have here evaporation temperature, and we should have there condensation temperature. One thing more that from this cycle property diagram we draw one parameter, that is COP, coefficient of performance of this refrigerator, and COP is defined by refrigeration effect by work of compression. As we know, as it is very clear, as work of compression increase, COP get reduced. So in any refrigeration cycle, our main motive is to reduce the COP of the cycle. We have to reduce the work of compression. As we reduce the work of compression, our COP automatically will increase. So our main intention is to reduce the work of compression or to increase the refrigeration effect. So this is the basic of VCRS. For more about VCRS, how we solve the VCRS problem in refrigeration and air conditioning, watch my following videos. Thank you for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe my channel Fundamentals of Mechanical Engineering. Thank you for watching.